The first thing we're going to do is create a folder in our project for exports. Press the import button, find your project folder, and in that main folder, create a folder called exports and close the window. The next step, go to your content folder, open your Metahuman folder, open your Metahuman name folder, and open the Metahuman blueprint. Inside of the blueprint, on the left, click on the body, and on the right you will find your skeletal mesh set. Click on the folder to the right of it. Now click your body blueprint, find the set actions, and then find export. Find your export folder and save your body there. The next screen, make sure you uncheck everything that's not checked on my screen, then click export. Go back to your Metahuman blueprint. On the left side, click on the face. To the right, find the skeletal mesh set. Click on the folder to the right of it. Right click the face blueprint. Click on the set actions. Then click export and save your face in the export folder. When you get to the export screen, your settings should be the same as before. Click export and we are done. Head over to the Blender website. It should be blender.org. Go to the download. Do not click the blue button. We want to download the previous version. Click download any Blender. Scroll down until you see Blender 4.1. Click it and download Blender 4.1 x64 zip. This is a portable version, so you don't have to install it. You can run Blender from its folder. Once you're done downloading the file, open it and extract. You'll see two Blender files in there. The first one is the one you want to use. The second one is the one you don't want to use. Now open up Blender. Once you load up Blender, you will see a splash screen. Left click on the scene, and then you'll see a box. Select the box, press X, press delete. Now go up to File, go to Import, go to FBX file, find your Unreal Engine project. Now go to your Exports folder. Now find your body mesh. It should be mtal nrw body. Import it. To move around, hold down your middle mouse button. And to move left, up, and down and right, you need to hold down Shift and the middle mouse button at the same time. To move forward, you gotta you gotta roll forward the middle mouse button and backwards to move back. You can also press 1 on the numpad, 2 on the numpad, and 3 on the numpad, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And press 1 again to be back at the front. And you can use Shift and middle mouse button to move upwards again. To bring in our head, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go back to File and Import and FBX and get our face mesh and import. The bones that are sticking out of the head, are called amateurs. You can select that, then hold down shift and press left click on the bones on the body and press H to remove the bones. What we're going to do next is we're going to save as, and then we're going to name it full body metamesh or metahuman. And one thing I wanted to say before we leave, go to edit, go to preferences, and go to key map. So if you don't have a numpad or middle mouse button, you can go in here and alter everything that you need to alter, so you'll be able to move around in Blender properly. And the next thing I want to talk about is once we're done with this, we're going to open up the launcher so we can download other files that we're going to import into our Unreal Engine project and into Blender. Now that you have your launcher open, we're going to head over to the marketplace. And we're going to type in Greystone. And you're going to download this and add it to your project. And these are his character models. You'll see them in game once we restart the engine. Now the next thing we want to do is go to search again and type in K Wong or Kwong. And do the same thing here. Download this character and add it to your project. These are his character models, but we will be primarily using them for their weapons. But if you want to use these characters for their armor, you're more than welcome to do so. Okay, now that we're done adding our characters to our Unreal Engine project, we want to go to the content folder and go to Paragon Greystone, Characters, Heroes, Greystone, Skins. And as you can see, I have each one of these within the viewport of the game engine. And this is what they all look like when in game. And we're going to start with Dragon Lord, Meshes, right click, Set Actions, Export, save into your exports folder. And your settings should still be the same in your export. And we're going to click on Skins. And we're going to go to Novaborn, Meshes, right click, Set Actions, Export, Save, Export. And we're going to click on Skins again. We're going to go with the Tough, Meshes, right click, Set Actions, Export, Save, Export. And now we're going to go to Skins again, and White Tiger, Meshes, right click, Set Actions, and Export. And it's done with that. You don't need to export this because it's already separated. So the next thing we're going to do is get our Kwong models, which is this is right here. And it's a total of 4 of them, I believe, 4 or 5. So we're going to start with that next. Okay, now head over to the content folder again. This time we're going to Paragon Kwong. And you'll go to Characters, Heroes, Kwong, And we're gonna go to meshes this time. And as you can see at the bottom of the blueprint, you'll see skeletal mesh, and you'll see physical set and physical set there. But everything that says skeletal mesh at the bottom, that's what we're going to export. So right click, set actions, export, save, export. And then we're going to go to albino, set actions, export, save, export. Rosewood, set actions, export, save, export. And sunrise, and set actions, export, save, and export. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got like 2 more. So go back to heroes, go to Kwang, and go to skins, tier 2, and man band meshes. Select this as set, export, save, export, and go back to tier 2 and zombie meshes. Right click, set actions, export, save, export. So now we're going to go to Blender and open up all of these files, and we're going to extract each one of these armors from its head. And then after we remove the head, we're going to export each one of these armors with the weapon back into Unreal Engine. But we're also going to remove the swords and shields from each one of these models, so we can use them in our next project, which will be the RPG project. Okay, now that we're done adding our characters to our Unreal Engine project, we want to go to the content folder and go to Paragon Greystone, characters, heroes, Greystone, skins. And as you can see, I have each one of these within the viewport of the game engine, and this is what they all look like when in game. And we're going to start with Dragon Lord meshes. Right click, set actions, export, save into your exports folder, and your settings should still be the same in your export. And we're going to click on skins, and we're going to go to Novaborn meshes. Right click, set actions, export, save, export. And we're going to click on skins again. We're going to go to tough meshes. Right click, set actions, export, save, export. And now we're going to go to skins again, and white tiger meshes. Right click, set actions, and export. And it's done with that. You don't need to export this because it's already separated. So the next thing we're going to do is get our Kwang models, which is this is right here. And it's a total of 4 of them, I believe, 4 or 5. So we're going to start with that next. Okay, now head over to the content folder again. This time we're going to Paragon Kwang, and you go to characters, heroes, Kwang, and we're going to go to meshes this time. And as you can see at the bottom of the blueprint, you'll see skeletal mesh, and you'll see physical set and physical set there. But everything that says skeletal mesh at the bottom, that's what we're going to export. So right click, set actions, export, save, export. And then we're going to go to albino. And set actions, export, save, export, rosewood, and set actions, export, save, export, and sunrise. And set actions, export, save, and export. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got like 2 more. So go back to heroes. Go to Kwang and go to skins, tier 2, and man band meshes. Select this as set, export, save, export, and go back to tier 2 and zombie meshes. Right click, set actions, export, save, export. So now we're going to go to Blender and open up all of these files, and we're going to extract each one of these armors from his head. And then after we remove the head, we're going to export each one of these armors with the weapon back into Unreal Engine. But we're also going to remove the swords and shields from each one of these models so we can use them in our next project, which will be the RPG project. Now that we're in Unreal Engine, left click on the scene, and this is how you move around in Blender. You hold down the middle mouse button and it lets you move around like this. And to move forward, you scroll up and down on your middle mouse button. To move up, left, and down, up, left, right, and down, you hold down your middle mouse button and your shift at the same time. You can move from the left to the right and up and down. And next I want you to press X on your keyboard and press delete. Now we're going to import our model. Go to File, Import, FBX. Go to your Unreal project. Go to your export folder in your project and find Greystone Tough. And import it. Scroll forward, shift and middle mouse button will come up, and hold down your middle mouse button and go back to the front. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the head from the body. So click on the body and we're going to go to edit mode. And right here, we're going to go to faces. And right here, we're going to go to X-ray. And then we're going to left click. Then we're going to go to material. And we're going to go tough. Click on tough head skin. Select tough hair, select eyelash master, select eye refractive, select eye occlusions, select tearline, select, and mouth, select. And then You're gonna go down to the move and pull it to the right. And then we're gonna press P, selection, and then we're gonna go back to object mode and left click on our scene. And we're gonna go back to our model mode. This is the second one next to X-ray. Then we're gonna delete the body. Well, not the body, but the head, and press X and delete. Now we're gonna export our body out with the weapons and shield, and then on the next one we're gonna remove the shield and the weapons from the body. We're gonna export the body with the weapon and shield. So we're gonna click on the body, then we're gonna hold down shift and click on the bones, and then we're gonna go to export, and I'll go to file, then export FBX, and then we're gonna go to our project folder again. We go to our export folder, and we're gonna call it Gray Stone Tough Full Body Weapon. And then on the right side, click on selected objects, click on mesh, then hold down shift and click armature, and go down to geometry and click face, then go down to armature and delete, well, not delete, but uncheck the add leaf bones and uncheck bake animation, and then we're going to export the file. Okay, so on this part we're going to remove the shield and the weapon from the character model. So we're going to do what we did before. We're going to click on the character model, and we're going to go into edit, and we're going to go over to the material, and we're going to scroll up and get tough sword and select it. Now the trick is right here is, since we have this one piece right here that's selected, we want to deselect that, and the way we do this, we hold down control and we left click. Oh, wait. First we need to go into X-ray mode. That way we can grab everything from the front to the back. So hold down control, select everything in the middle, and then boom, there we go. So now you want to kind of move to the side, hold down your middle mouse button to do that. Come over here, get your move button and pull it out. Alright, so now I want to kind of get like a top view. Alright, so go back to object mode, deselect, and go back to edit mode and select the weapon and press P and selection, then go back to object mode, then deselect and click the body again and go back to edit mode, and you want to get a little bit more top. Alright, and we're going to select the shield. Now we're going to press P, selection, go back to object mode, deselect, And there you go. You got your weapon separate from the body. The next step we want to do is we want to get in I can go back to solid mode. This is a rendered mode, but okay. So what we want to do now is we want to go to our object and set origin and geometry to origin, and then we want to get our rotate and rotate our sword upwards, and we want to get in the front, and we want to kind of like position it where it's angled the right way. Move in a little bit, and yeah, make sure it's angled correctly. Yeah, that's good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna export this sword, and go to file, go to export FBX, and we go Greystone weapon, just put it as Greystone weapon, and deselect the armature. We're just gonna get the mesh, and it should be selected objects, and in geometry should be face, and in armature should deselect the leaf bones and deselect the bake animation, and then export. And next we're going to do the shield. Now we're going to move the shield to our export folder. So select and go to object, set to origin, geometry to origin. So just like we did with our sword, we want to line it up. So try to line it up to this little green line right here. So you just turn it this way, and then let's move it around. Okay. That should be good enough. So now we're gonna go to file, export, FBX file, and we want to change this to shield, Greystone shield, and make sure everything's the same. Selected object, mesh, transform, geometry, face, smooth into face, armature, add leaf bones is off, and bake animation is off. So export. Alright everyone, this is the next step. I need for you to go to gimp.org and download this program. It is a GNU image manipulation program, which is what GIMP stands for. What we're going to do is we're going to create an opacity for our Metahuman mesh face. And this is going to remove the shoulders from the face, so we just have a neck so it won't clip through our armor. So the first thing we're going to do once you get done downloading it and installing is go here and create a new. Don't worry about this, just press OK. And basically what we want to do is get our paintbrush, and on this side make sure you pick the biggest circle, and if it's not selected on black, make sure you select black over here or find black down here and create one and press OK. And down this way, what we want to do is we want to make all of this black. Just a big line of black down here. Don't worry about how messy it looks. Just make it all the way down this way, because we're going to just erase everything anyway. So just keep doing it. Might have to do this a couple of times, so just kind of get used to switching between your brush and your eraser. It's going to take a while to fix it correctly. Okay, so now we go to our eraser, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to make like a, I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Then you can make it bigger on here, over here on the sides. Yeah, that's better. Again, not bigger. And you see, I'm trying to make it like where it's kind of like a neck. It might take you a couple of tries to do this, so if it doesn't have to be perfect, just keep that in mind. Even though you might have that desire to make it perfect, it doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, and it's just generally what we kind of want. And if it doesn't do it correctly, you can always lower it or make it higher to your desire, because you can just go back in here and change it, and it'll automatically update once you put it back into your folder. But I'm going to show you how to do that next. So we're going to save, and you want to save this as a save as. So let's create Metahuman op. Yes, yeah, Metahuman op. Save. And then we want to export as a PNG. So if it doesn't have PNG on the end, just type PNG at the end of it and export. And just export again. And I will see you in the Unreal Engine. Alright guys, now we're back in Unreal Engine. I want you to head over to your content browser and click on all. And in the search bar, I want you to type in mhead and open this up. On the left side where it says blend mode, I want you to change this to mask. And then we're going to import our opacity mask that we made in GIMP. So we're going to go back to third person, and we're going to press X to close this out. And we're going to go content folder, third person, blueprints. And in here, we're going to put our Metahuman opacity that we made. So you're going to press import, and you're going to find wherever you saved it at, and you go down here, press open, and it'll import it. So just left click this and go back to your mhead baked, hold down T and left click and plug it into your opacity mask. And this should look like this after you do that. The shoulder should be gone. And the way you change this is just simply lowering it in your GIMP. You can just go back to your GIMP file and just lower it. And I'll show you what it kind of looks like when you edit it even farther upwards. So I'm gonna left click this and I'm gonna disconnect this. Now I'll hold down T again and press left click. And I'm gonna put it back in the opacity mask. And you see the neck is farther up. The farther I have my opacity mask up, you can barely see the neck. But we want to use this one. So if your opacity mask is a little bit higher, like this one is, you can just go back into the GIMP and lower it down some more until you get it to the way you want it to be. And you don't have to keep pressing T to put it back in there. I just did that because I didn't want to go through the motion of doing that. But you can go over here. You just click on your texture sample and go over here, and you can always change it like this. So you don't have to keep recreating your texture sample. So we're gonna save. And now we're gonna import our body. And I have to navigate back to my project folder. And in your export folder should be gray stone tough full body weapon. Open. And over here in the skeleton, we're gonna go down and we're gonna click on gray stone skeleton. And we're gonna scroll down and uncheck this. And we're gonna click right here, material import method, and we're gonna change it to do not create material. And then we're gonna import. And yeah, don't import textures either. And then we're gonna press import. Now it should automatically put the colors in there for you. So this is what it should look like. So what we're gonna do, okay, before we do anything else, I want us to go back to the content and search face and them. And I want you to copy this. So right click it and duplicate and click it and open it up. And on the left side, I want you to go to the anim graph and click that open. And you'll see your catchy pose right here. Click it. And on the right side, unclick use attached parent and click use mesh pose and compile. All right, and close this out. And then we're gonna go back to our third person blueprint. And open up the third person. Go to viewport. And I want you to click on your face. And on your face, I want you to click face animation BP1, which is what we made. I want you to click that and put that in your NIM class. And then for the parent socket, click on this folder right here and type in head and use this head, not the FX head, but the bone head pretty much. Click and use that one. And I want you to compile. And I want you to click on your mesh. And I want you to change your skeletal mesh set to Greystone Tough full body weapon. And I want you to go to your NIM class and pick Greystone an animation blueprint. And it's going to come out with this with the C on the end, so it's the correct one. So don't get confused about it. And then compile. And then I want you to click back on your head. And I want you to copy the coordinates that you see up here. Just copy this. Put this in your rotation. And put this in your location. And I want you to scale the head up to 1.1. You can do all three of them by clicking on this little lock right here. And it'll put it'll do all three of them at the same time. And once you get that done, you just compile. It may or may not crash on your computer, I don't know. And it should be done after that. You can just press play. And you can just run around. And that completes that. If you like what you saw and you enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe button and the like button. On the next video, we're going to do a meta tailor where you can customly add each piece of the armor using meta tailor and Blender. And the next video after that will be an RPG video. So I'll show you how to make your own RPG with the Metahumans. Alright, thank you guys.